It's time for a mail call video. What have I gotten in the mail lately from eBay? Let's take a look on this episode from Bronzeville Comics. Hey there, comic book community. This is Jim from Bronzeville Comics, welcoming you to another video. And this is just a quick little haul video, some books that I picked up and some key books, and we'll talk about their potential significance. I'm going to start off with another book in my DC 1972 collection. Heartthrobs number 141 from May. It's one of these 25-cent 48 pagers from DC, and this is a really nice copy. This is probably a VF Plus. I made an offer on a listing on eBay, and I don't think these books sell too often, so the sellers that have them up there, you know, they're not flying off the shelves. These are a little tough to get through, and they are very, very dated in their depictions of male-female relationships. You know, these books are 50 years old. So that's a little fun book for that aspect of my collection. And then I picked up some other cool books. This book, and I got it on a pretty good deal. And it's Avengers 62, the first appearance of M'Baku, the man-ape. We don't really refer to him as the man-ape anymore. M'Baku. Winston Duke has played him in Black Panther, in Avengers Endgame. I think he was in Infinity War as well, and he's going to be in the latest Wakanda movie. And there's a lot of speculation that M'Baku could take on the mantle of the Black Panther. We thought that it would be Shuri. I think that was the safe bet going in, that Letitia Wright would, her character of Shuri, Black Panther's sister, would inherit the mantle of Black Panther. And there'd be a lot of interesting story arcs to explore there. A young woman mourning the loss of her brother, taking over a kingdom, taking over the mantle of a superhero, and also she's a genius. However, there have been a lot of problems getting filming done on that film, and some of them because of Letitia Wright, and I'm not sure that Marvel wants to continue in that direction. They might be rewriting things, and there are a lot of people that are speculating that Winston Duke's character, M'Baku, is going to move up, so that could make this book heat up in value. So I bought it from a non-comic book seller, and it came it came with cardboard around it, but the book was not in a bag, and it was in a file folder that had holes punched in it and tape on the outside. It was just lucky that the hole punch and the tape didn't actually rip anything off the book. Then I picked up this book. Unfortunately, it's not the error print. It's Fantastic Four 110. It's the first cover appearance of Agatha Harkness. And this is a pretty crisp copy. It does have some spine ticks. And we do know that Agatha Harkness is coming back. She's getting her own show on Disney+. Kathryn Hahn did a phenomenal job in that role, was nominated for an Emmy Award. I don't think a lot of comic book people are really aware of how well received WandaVision was at the Emmy Awards. Elizabeth Olsen was nominated for Best Actress in a Comedy, Paul Bettany for Best Actor, Kathryn Hahn for Best Supporting Actress, and it did win the Emmy Award for Best Original Song for Agatha All Along, which was just a genius song. The entire score of that was genius. And then I just picked up, when I heard the news, I already have a copy of this because I have every Batgirl book I think that's ever been printed, every Batgirl titled book. I don't have all of her appearances in Detective early on. I have a lot of them. My daughter loves Batgirl. That's her favorite all-time character. So this book has the first appearance of Alicia Yeoh, who is a reporter and is a friend and roommate to Barbara Gordon. And the role has been cast in the upcoming Batgirl film. I believe all reports right now are that the Batgirl film is going to be an HBO Max movie. But Ivory Aquino was cast, and what makes this role significant is that the character and the actress are both transgendered. And it's the first time that DC Comics has had a transgendered character and a transgendered actor in the in one of their movies. And I use the term actor as a gender-neutral term. You know, it's kind of antiquated that we use actress. So anyone who acts, regardless of gender, is an actor. And then I picked up a Batman book. I've been working backwards through the 140s. Batman 147, and this looks really hilarious. Batman becomes Bat-Baby, and this is the most awkwardly drawn baby. He's got his little short pants on, his overalls, but he still has the cowl and the cape. This was, I think this is from either 61 or 62. It's probably a fine minus VG plus copy, and that's kind of in the zone where I'm going for these books. I don't want to pay hundreds of dollars for a filler issue, but what's really going to be a challenge to me is 139. I kind of want to get all the way back to 130. This year, I think I now have 146 up, and I'd love to get 130. 139, which is the first appearance of Batgirl, the Betty Kane version, makes that a key book. So that's one I'm going to keep an eye out for. And I've kind of been, you know, looking and seeing, and I got a really good deal on this on an auction. I think I got it for about $60. Usually books of this vintage in decent shape are around $100 if they're a non-key book for Batman. And then I picked up a key issue, and I kind of gave into a little bit of FOMO, and it's the Fightin' Five, number 40, which contains the first appearance of the Peacemaker. And if you haven't, if you're an adult, because it is an MA show on HBO Max. If you're over the age of 18, check the show out. It is hilarious. It is really well done. James Gunn is firing on all rockets in this one. It's funny. It's thoughtful. The performances are great. It includes all these crazy references to other DC properties, and it kind of makes me wish that, you know, DC would just get James Gunn to do a lot more stuff. And evidently there's going to be another Suicide Squad, reportedly another Suicide Squad spin-off show on HBO Max. So some of the HBO Max stuff has been pretty good. This, I think, might be my favorite. I still am very partial to Stargirl. That's a personal preference. Titans is a little bit uneven. Doom Patrol has been brilliant at times. Young Justice I enjoy, but that live action has a lot more impact than animated. And I think that some of these HBO Max series are trying to get traction. They are affecting the values of the comic books much more than the CW shows. CW premiered Naomi. And if you look historically, all the characters that have been introduced in all of those shows, like Batman 181 hit the hot list rate recently because Poison Ivy was in the Batwoman TV show. I mean, we've seen Poison Ivy in the movies 25 years ago. So it's not that exciting a property, and it's not really giving the traction that the Disney Plus TV shows for Marvel do, because those are much more cinematic. And I think the HBO Max, if we look at Peacemaker as maybe the next wave, and we look forward to Green Lantern, and some of the movies like Batgirl that are going to be premiering on HBO Max, there is maybe some hope for DC live action in the future. The one question is, will they be able to tie it together? The Batman movie looks very promising. The Black Adam movie, a lot of people are excited about. I'm excited about it. I love the character. I love the Shazam family. I really, really enjoyed Shazam. The only concern I have with the Black Adam movie is that you're putting Dwayne Johnson as the lead character. Does he have the acting chops to really bring that character home? I know he's a popular action hero, but does he have the gravitas? We will see. And that there's a lot of speculation around that. So I think there's a lot of exciting stuff for DC. We don't know what Flash is holding in store. We know we can trust the Marvel stuff is going to affect the market. The question is now, what's going to happen with the DC properties? And there are a couple of issues. Issue number 1 is that the DC characters are all about 20 years or more older than the Marvel characters. Superman and Batman premiered in the 1930s, Wonder Woman in 1941. Even the modern iterations of the characters, the Silver Age characters, Barry Allen was in 1956. He was 5 years before Stan Lee started Marvel Comics as we know it. The Justice League predates the Fantastic Four. And so those books are a little bit older and harder to get a hold of. The other thing is, since Stan Lee was in charge of creating this entire universe of comics in the 1960s, every character was new. And some of those ideas stayed long-term. DC was reusing some Golden Age characters. They were kind of going through for old standards. Superman doesn't have, like Superman, for instance, doesn't have a lot of key issues in the Silver Age. There are, you know, yeah, first Brainiac, first Parasite is a minor one, first Supergirl. There are minor ones. And then the Bronze Age, don't even get me started. So, hopefully, I'm a DC collector. I have a lot more DC comics in my collection than Marvel comics, so I love it when DC properties become invigorated. And it gets me more excited about my collection. Now, the problem is, I'm not really willing to let go of any of that stuff. I have almost a full run of Aquaman from the Silver Age. The movie drove prices. He's going to have a sequel. I think Black Manta is going to become an important character in that. I'm not going to let that stuff go. That's part of the PC. So, but it's not stuff that you see come up that often. And this is a ghost, a War Charlton book from the 60s. Good luck. So, anyway, what do you think of the haul? I have 3 collections. 2 collections that I bought and another enormous one. Enormous one. With 2 mega grails and another grail in there that I may be bringing home later this week. And so those videos will be coming soon. If you enjoy the content, like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. And until next time, this is Jim from Bronzeville Comics saying, enjoy your comics.